Hey, it's Casey. Welcome back to Wet and Wild Wednesdays. I am your host. Today we are going to be working on a slew of pendants. I'm going to be using these open bezels to create some stunning pendants. I have two different sizes here, and they come in multiple colors. There's bronze, gold, and silver. Okay, I'm going to be working with some resin tape. I'm going to be working with these beautiful stickers I found on Temu. Okay, let's get started. First, we're going to pull out one of these stickers. And we're going to turn it face down. We're going to grab a bezel. We're going to place it where the flowers are. And try to get a picture of the flower on the inside of this bezel, and we're going to take and make an outline with this marker. These are Big Thumb markers. They're fine point. They're really nice. I really love these markers. Okay, I'm going to make my outline. Pull off the bezel. And then I'm going to take and cut this out real quick. Following the outside of the black line. This is important because following the outside of the black line makes it fit into the bezel perfectly. I think on this one I followed the inside of the black line, not thinking, and it is a little bit small, but it's not noticed in the final piece. But you always, if you do it like this, you want to follow the outside of the outline when you're cutting. Okay, we've got this one cut out. We're going to make sure it fits into our bezel. And you can see it's a little bit small for the bezel, but that's okay. It works out in the end. Okay, next we're going to cut out the rest of these really quick. I'm going to put you on hyperspeed so that we can, or not hyperspeed, but I'm going to put you on fast forward so that we can get these cut out really quickly. Because it's just a repetitive process here. We're just making our outlines and we're cutting out the pieces. As you can see, I followed the outside of the black line that time, and it fit perfectly. I'm going to do this to 9 of them. I'm going to make 9 today. Once I get these all drawn out, I'm just going to cut them out really quickly. Like I said, this is just a repetitive process to do this part, but it's absolutely worth all the extra work you put into doing this and making the outlines and everything so that it fits into the bezel right. I'm just making 2 different stacks here, one of the longer ones and one of the shorter ones. This way I can keep them separated. It makes it easier on me. I absolutely love these stickers. I've had them for a very long time, and I couldn't ever figure out anything that I could do with them. And I decided the other day I want to make some jewelry, and I saw those stickers sitting there, and I was like, these are going to be perfect. So I grabbed them up, hit record, and here we are. Now, I'm just sticking the resin, I've cut out my resin tape, folded the ends, and I stuck the bezels onto the resin tape. And then I rolled my tape across the top and pushed down this way that they're on the tape really well, and I know I'm not going to have any leaks. Okay, after that, I'm going to grab my Craftor UV resin. I love the Craftor brand. It really is fabulous. You know, everybody has their favorite brands. This is Mysterious Black. It is from Barely Art. I love their alcohol inks. If you haven't tried them, they are really great. They spread really well. They're highly pigmented. I recommend these, really do. They have really beautiful colors. They don't really have a cerulean blue, but they do have a teal in theirs. Now, this is Born Pretty Professional Nail Art Chrome Powders. I got a few sets of these and put them all together. But I'm going to take and brush on my powder onto the tape. Once I get it brushed onto the tape, I'm going to move on. I decided against that yellow gold. I decided that one just wasn't going to work. But I'm glad I did. I really love the colors that I chose for these. It really goes well with those stickers. All of them are really perfect with those stickers. This one's a silvery gold. It looks silver and it looks gold in another direction. It's really pretty. And then this one looks more orange. It's like an orange gold. Really pretty. Okay, now that we got these all brushed onto the tape, all we got to do is pour in that black UV resin we made. Okay, we're going to pour that in and we're going to spread it out with a popsicle stick. We just want thin layers at this point because we still got to put in our stickers and the top coat. So we're going to make sure that they're not overflowing. We don't want them a big thick layer in there. Just a thin layer. It helps it cure well too. Now we're going to peel off the backs of those stickers and we're going to lay them down onto the black resin. I cured these on both sides for a minute and a half on each side. And then I put my stickers down and now I'm putting the top coat on. Okay, I'm going to hit it with a lighter, bust any bubbles, cure it. And then I've cured it, like I said, on both sides for a minute and a half. And then you're ready to take them off. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? There we go. Look at that one. That one's really pretty too. They all turned out super gorgeous. I think these are probably some of my favorite ones I've ever made. Because I love those stickers so much and I'd wanted to use them for something for so long and I never could come up with a concept that worked for the stickers. So I just had them laying there and I finally decided, hey, it's time to use them. Okay, now I'm taking out any excess resin here. I poured it in and now, like I said, it was a little thick for me, so I pulled it out. And then I cured it. And then I'm start placing in my stickers again. I love these long bezels too. I really think that they turned out even prettier than the small ones. I think it's because you get more of the picture. That's why I like them like this. But they really are beautiful. I'm going to have to get me some more open bezels. I've fallen in love with being able to create what I want inside a bezel like this. Okay, now I'm just going to pop any bubbles out because I just put in my top coat. Cure it both sides. And then I'm going to take them off the tape. And I'm going to show you each one. The backs come out fabulous too. That powder was perfect. That was a great choice. It really works well with the colors of that. It seems like the colors pop even more because of that background. Maybe it's just me. Okay, I had one with the overpour on it and I had to bust it off and it pulled off part of the resin on the top. So we're going to put it back on the tape. Put another top coat on it, cure it, and you can tell that it was broken there, but it's still really gorgeous. So I'm not going to complain too much about it. But this is the finished product, guys. I hope you love these as much as I do. I think they turned out absolutely fabulous. Like I said, some of my favorite pendants I've ever made. Really pretty. Look at that one. Isn't that beautiful? And that back. And this one with the rose, I think that one's really pretty. And that back just matches it great. They are all just stunning. And like I said, I love these long ones. But look at these small ones. That one's perfect. Absolutely perfect. I love that one. I can't say I don't love any of them. I love every one of them. These are just gorgeous pendants. I'm so proud of them. I'm trying to pick a favorite as I look at them, and I just can't decide. They're all so pretty. I love this one right here. This one's fabulous. This one's gorgeous. I think it is my favorite. This one would have been one of my favorite big one had it not had that bust in it. But I love these like this too with the small flowers. But the ones with the big flowers are just stunning. I can't pick a favorite of these guys. I really can't. I say that little one is my favorite of the small ones. But the big ones, I love all of them. I can't pick a favorite. I would wear each and every one of these. I hope you guys love this as much as I love making this. You have a beautiful, blessed day. And we will catch you next time. See you later.